for. Let us pray to Shri Radha Gopinji for their mercy and blessings, and also blessings of Shri Namnisht Das Prabhuji, the temple president at ISKCON temple, Mangalore, Kulai. Om Agyan Timirandhasya Gyananjan Shalakya Chakshur Unvilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namah. Om Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Peshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedant Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Desh Tarini. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advait Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. He Krishna Karna Sindhu Deenbandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namostute. तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरे प्रिये. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So I welcome you all once again to this class. We shall be taking up today Bhakti Yoga. Oh, sorry, the Jnana Yoga. After Karma Yoga, fourth chapter is Jnana Yoga. So let us have a quick summary of what we did in Karma Yoga, or third chapter number 3. First, two verses were related to renunciation or action, and the Arjuna asked, Ekam, but tell me for certain, just one thing, what should I do? Or should I renunciate this fight, or I should act in the goodness as a Kshatriya in the battlefield? Then Krishna told him about Nishkam Karma Yoga up to 9. Nityam Kuru Karma, do prescribed duties. As a Kshatriya, he was supposed to fight. And from Karma Kand to Karma Yoga, Pravartitam Chakram, cycle established by the Vedas, that was discussed in up to 16, and lead by example. Mahajana Yen Gata Sa Pantha, wherever the path on which is treaded by the holy or knowledgeable persons, that is followed by common people. So yad acharati shreshthas. And greatest enemy that was discussed, Iha Verinam. It was eternal, Iha, eternal Verinam, or the eternal enemy was lust and anger. So these were discussed in the chapter 3. Now this is a brief summary of what we are going to discuss today. Section, it has got 5 sections, sorry. First section deals with knowledge about Krishna, the transcendental knowledge which Krishna gives about himself. Evam parampara praptam. The second section deals with Krishna as the goal of all paths and the creator of Varnashrama system. See, ye yatha mam prapadyante, all who are surrendered to me, whatever their degree of faith, accordingly I reward them, Krishna says. Then, and section 3 is related to again Karma Yoga. So karmano hi api bodhyavayam abhyavayam. Understand difference between action, inaction, and unauthorized action, or the calm, sakam, calm, akam, and vikarma, karma, and akarma. The 3 actions: inaction, akarma, vikarma, and karma. So section 4 deals with sacrifices lead to transcendental knowledge. Jnana yagna parantapa, sacrifice in knowledge. And last section deals with summary of this transcendental knowledge. So this is a platform or a situation when Krishna starts speaking about his transcendental knowledge, after giving a brief knowledge of how he should conduct himself in the battlefield. The transcendental knowledge about Krishna, that is given in up to verse number 10, that is the part of the Bhagavad Gita. So we start with today's session with verse number 1. You can see on the right hand picture how this knowledge was transmitted in a parampara or disciplic successive manner by Lord Krishna himself, so many years ago, millions and millions of years ago. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Imam Vivaswate Yugam Proktavam Aham Avyayam Vivaswan Manve Praha Praha Manur Ikshvake Abravit. The personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivaswan, and the Vivaswan instructed it to Manu, and the father of man. Manu is considered to be the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku, we know, is the head of the dynasty of Lord Ramchandra. So this is how successively this knowledge or transcendental knowledge was first time given by Lord Krishna himself. First to sun god, Vivaswan, then to Manu, and Manu, who is considered to be. We know Manu is the Adi code setter for entire humanity. He has made Manu Samhita, the acharan or the behavior and conduct protocols and ethics and morals have been defined in Manu Samhita. So for the entire humanity. So he is considered to be the father of mankind. And then Manu in turn instructed Ikshvaku. So this is how this successive knowledge has come. Importance of parampara. Why we are talking about parampara so many times? We have already discussed about disciplic succession. And we have also talked about spiritual master who have come down up to Jai Pataka Maharaj, who is the current spiritual master of ISKCON. Before him, Srila Prabhupada, and before him, Bhakti Saraswati, Siddhanta Thakur. Then before that, Gaur Kishore Babaji, and before that, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and before that, he was, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Before him, it was the just missing. So these are successive, spiritual masters. Gaura Kishore Babaji and Jagannath Babaji. He was before Vinod Thakur. So transcendental knowledge about Krishna should be received in disciplic section, by disciplic section and only. What happens if we do not receive through disciplic section? Then we intend to modify or include our own personal opinion and experience or background into the what Lord has said, that the message becomes distorted. It is not original. It is not as it is. So the main advantage of disciplic succession is that the message has not been distorted. Whatever the long the chain of communication be, but it is not distorted. It is as when it was when Krishna spoke first. So this is the importance of disciplic succession. And this reveals the truth about Krishna's form, his birth, and his activities. If there are mundane people who have their own commentaries, they distort the truth. They include philosophical evaluation. They include their own interpretation to what Krishna has said. So knowing the advantage of knowing this transcendental knowledge about Krishna is that one takes shelter of Krishna and becomes verified and attains Krishna. So this is advantage. Yes, some Mataji would like to read now. I will start in big. Yes, please. Yeah, Mataji. Please continue.
Bhagavad Gita was delivered by the Lord to the royal order of all planets, beginning from the Sun planet. Sun is the king of all planets. The kings of all planets needed to understand Bhagavad Gita to rule the citizens and protect them from material bondage to lust. The message that human life is meant for cultivation of spiritual knowledge should be conveyed to the citizens through education, culture, and devotion. Propagation of Krishna consciousness was necessary. In this millennium, the sun god is known as Bivaswan, the king of the sun planet. Sun planet is the origin of all planets within the solar system. In the Brahma Samhita, it is stated, Yak Sakshur Esa Sabita Sakala Grahanam Raja Samastha Sura Murtir Asesa Teja Yashya Jnana Brahmati Sambrita Kala Chakro Gobindam Adi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Professor Mataji. Why it was delivered to royal orders of all planets, not common men? Because in those days, the leaders, the kings or the rulers, they were considered to be the representative of Lord. And they used to work, they used to rule their state and deal with their subjects in a manner which was totally religious, and it was fair and just only. And it was beneficial to all the citizens. So, and they are role models. We just studied in Karma Yoga that all knowledgeable persons are followed by the common man. And that I mentioned three persons who are followed by common man. First is parents, second is teacher, and third is the king or the ruler of the state, the leader. So this knowledge was given to the kings in those days by Lord Krishna, first of all, so that first it was sun, because sun is revolving around the earth is revolving around the sun is revolving around the earth, sorry, and you know that is present everywhere and eternally present also. So that is why first sun and then was the Manu. So then came the Ikshvaku. So this way, this knowledge was transmitted from uh, from the Lord Krishna to in a disciplined manner. Now, Sun is the king of all planets. Kings of all planets needed to understand Bhagavad Gita to rule the citizens and protect them from material bondage too, so they can work for liberation. And it is meant for cultivation of spiritual knowledge, should be conveyed to the citizens through education, culture, and devotion. And this was the role in those days of the kings. So propagation of Krishna consciousness was necessary. That is why Lord Krishna gave this knowledge. Sun God is the king or the god of the sun planet, and it is the origin of all planets within the solar system. In the Brahma Samhita, this is mentioned. So we know that all the planets, other planets are rotating around the sun. Earth is also rotating. Moon is also rotating. And also, yes, Mataji, this one. Please continue, Mataji.
Lord Krishna originally made Vibhaswan his first disciple to understand the science of Bhagavad Gita. The Gita is a standard book of knowledge coming down from times immemorial. A history of Gita is in Mahabharata, Santa Prabha, Parva 348.51 to 52. Treta Yagado cha tato vivaswan manave dado manuscha loka vritti artham sutayek swakabe dado ikswakuna cha katho vyapa loka abasthita. In the Treta Yuga, this science of the relationship with the Supreme was delivered by Bivaswan to his lawgiver son Manu. Manu, being the father of mankind, gave it to his son Maharaja Ikswaku, the king of this earth planet and a forefather of Raghu dynasty, in which Lord Ramachandra appeared. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita existed in the human society from the time Maharaja.
So it existed right from the time of Maharaja Ikshvaku. So it is a standard book of knowledge and coming down from time immemorial. That means first time, it is not the first time in battlefield of Kurukshetra that Lord Krishna gave it this message of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. It was second time. And why this was required to be done, we'll come to know about it. Yes, anybody else would like to read this one? Yes, Srishti Pataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Pataji.
Evam parampara praptam imam rajarsayo vidhu sakale neha mahata yogo nasta parantapa. This supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in our
Course of time.
so actually my name is only displaying on that word, I cannot see. But in
Course of time.
of time the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost.
Thank you, Mataji. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo vidu sakale neha Mehta Yogo Nashta Parantapa. Parantapa means one who is expert in killing his enemies. So this yoga nashta, this yoga of transcendental knowledge or yoga was lost. Sakalene Mehta. But why it was lost? Because at that time also there were certain unscrupulous commentators and unauthorized interpretations were made by people, and this real knowledge which Lord Krishna has given to King Sun God or Vivaswan, that was completely lost. So that is why Krishna needed to tell this knowledge to Arjuna again during the battlefield. Yes, Mataji, please continue.
At the present moment, we have just passed through 5,000 years of the Kali Yuga, which lasts 4,32,000 years. Before this, there was Dwapar Yuga, 8,64,000 years, and before that, there was Treta Yuga, which was 12,96,000 years. Thus, some 25,97,200 years ago, Manu spoke the Bhagavad Gita to his disciple and son Maharaj Ikshvaku, the king of this planet Earth. The age of the current Manu is calculated to last some 1, 2, 30 crores, 53 lakh years, of which
10 crores, 4 lakh.
12 crores 4 lakh years have passed.
So we can see now this everybody has to remember the duration of Kali Yuga is 4,32,000. Dwapar is double of this figure. Treta is 3 times of this figure. That is 12,96,000 years have passed when it was. And in Kali Yuga, out of 4,32,000, 5,200 years have already passed, almost about 200 years. Exactly, I do not know, in fact. It was a couple of years ago, it was 5,117 years when we celebrated Gita Jayanti about 3 years back. So it should be about 5,200 years about or something like that. So this is 4 lakh. These are multiples. So two times multiplied 432 is Dwapar. 3 times multiplied it is Kali Yuga. This Treta Yuga. So this to put together, this many years have already passed when Gita was first given to the Vivaswan. Yes, this one also. Please continue.
Accepting that before the birth of Manu, the Gita was spoken by the Lord to the sun god Vivaswan. Gita was spoken roughly at least 12 crore 4 lakh years ago. It has been extinct in human society for 2 million years. Respoken by the Lord to Arjuna about 5,000 years ago. It was spoken to the sun god Vivaswan because he is also a Kshatriya and is the father of all Kshatriyas who are descendants of the sun god or the Surya Vamsh Kshatriyas. Bhagavad Gita, like the Vedas, spoken by Lord, is a Paurusha, superhuman. Gita must therefore be accepted without mundane interpretation.
Okay. So this is duration about when it was spoken and what time has passed since first spoken and why it was given, because Vivaswan was a Kshatriya and Kshatriya are supposed to rule. They are supposed to be kings or rulers. So that is why it was given to Suryavansh Kshatriyas. Now, Lord himself is supreme personality of Godhead. He is not material. He is transcendental. He is Adi Purush. He is primeval Lord. He is cause of all causes. Everything has emanated from him. So, like the Vedas, is spoken by Lord is up. Bhagavad Gita is aparushve. Aparushve means which is something which is not done by a human being or even any living entity. Aparushev, it is does not relate to a human being or a man rather, because Lord is transcendental. So he is he's above the human level or above the living entity that we know. So it is the what he spoke is also apaurishe. Gita must therefore be accepted without mundane interpretation. And why it was lost for 2 million years? Because it was interpreted by at those time speculators or philosophers or other people in their own way, so the real meaning was lost. Now, in this picture, you can see Lord Krishna is the ultimate source of everything. Lord Brahma, we know how Lord Brahma came into being, and it was Karnak Doshai Vishnu, and Karnak Doshai Vishnu, there was Srirupdashai Vishnu and Garbhak Doshai Vishnu. From Garbhak Dakoshai Vishnu, the stem of lotus came up, and from the lotus, Lord Brahma was born. So these are 4 parampara systems, or 4, sampradaya systems, which all originated from Lord Krishna. First is Lord Brahma. Madhvacharya was the supreme spiritual master in this lineage, and from Madhvacharya, this Gaudiya Sampradaya came up. So that is why ISKCON is the follower of this Sampradaya, and this is called Brahma Madhvacharya, Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya. This is the abbreviated name of this Sampradaya in which we are working here. So it is called Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya. And second is Sri Lakshmi Sampradaya. Ramanujacharya was the spiritual master. Lord Shiva, Rodra Sampradaya, and Vishnu Swami is the head spiritual master. And then 4 Kumaras we know, they were, Nimbakacharya is the supreme spiritual master. So these are how 4 Sampradayas came into existence. Now, in order to understand science of Krishna or do the devotional service of Krishna, one has to, in fact, belong to one of these sampradaya. And Srila Prabhupada and the entire lineage of spiritual master is from Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya. This you can see how this is discipline section originating from on the right hand side picture, how it came out, and how this gurus and the spiritual master and his disciplic succession have come after Srila Prabhupada left his physical body. Now Guru Pataka Maharaj is the spiritual head of ISKCON at the moment. So importance of Sampradaya is that whatever knowledge is transmitted was transmitted by Lord Krishna, that is still passed on to the lowest level through disciplic succession. But the disciplic succession in other sampradaya is not so rigidly followed as it is followed in Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya. So we can enumerate more than two dozen spiritual master, and you can see some of these we have already named. Gaurakishore, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is seated here. Bhakti Siddhanta, this is spiritual, this is Srila Prabhupada, this is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, and this is Gaurakishore Babaji, and this is Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and before him it was Jagannath Thakur. Yes. Anshita Mataji, would you like to read? Anshita Jain. Anshika Jain, sorry. Please unmute yourself. Or anyone else? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Can I?
Yes. Yeah, sure, Mataji. Please, anybody. Most welcome. Yeah, please continue.
Should I continue?
Yeah, yes, Mataji, please.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
4 main sampradayas, chain of disciplic succession descending through the important acharyas, spiritual preceptors, are the main schools of thoughts in the Vedic tradition. One should belong or be a part of one of these sampradayas to be considered authorized in their Vedic teachings or practice. Sri Sampradaya. Main exponent is Ramanujacharya, who lived in the 12th century, born in 1016, propagated the doctrine Vishishta Advaita, oneness with varieties of the Lord, and its energies originated from Shri or Goddess Lakshmi. 2. Brahma Sampradaya. Main exponent is Madhvacharya, who lived in 13th century, born in 1238, propagated the doctrine Vishishta Dvaita, duality with varieties, originated from Lord Brahma. Rudra Sampradaya, main exponent is Vishnu Swami, propagated the doctrine Shuddha Dvaita, pure monism. It is Advaita, no? Shuddha Advaita, pure monism. Vallabhacharya is also branch of this sampradaya. This is said to have originated from Rudra or Lord Shiva. Hamsa Chatushna Kumara or Sanata Sampradaya, the main exponent is Nimbarka, who propagated the doctrine called Dvaita Advaita or simultaneous oneness and duality. This is said to have originated from Lord Brahma's son, the Kumaras, of which Sanat Kumar is one. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So it doesn't need much explanation. There are four sampradayas. The main preceptors or the main spiritual masters, their name is given against whom these sampradayas have been named. And what is the basic philosophy? They believe in Dvait or Advait, or a combination, or both. So this is Vishist, and of course is another kind of side branch. Dvait and Advait philosophy, Mataji, would you like to explain what is the Dvait and what is Advait?
No, Prabhuji, I don't know.
Anyone else would like to attempt? It is very simple. The word itself indicates the meaning. Advait means that the God is not two. They believe that only one. Dvait means God is one, but he takes expansion. He expands into other forms. So this is Dvait. But a combination could be that God is Advait. He does not expand. He remains the same as he is, though there may be expansion. So this kind of combination is in this philosophy. So different sampradayas are concerned. Yes, Mataji, please continue. Please continue.
Significance of Parampara. The Bhagavad Gita is coming directly from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is transcendental knowledge and must not be altered in any way. The knowledge of the Gita must be accepted without material interpretation or by mental speculation. It must be understood by the mercy of the Lord. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita must be accepted from someone who has achieved the Lord's mercy. That is the proper qualification. Having learned it properly from someone having the proper qualification, one learned who learned it properly, etc. This is parampara.
So,
Hare Krishna.
thank you, Mataji. So the important key point here is mentioned is it must be understood by mercy of the Lord. Science of Krishna cannot be understood if we keep on reading Gita many, many times, unless it is transmitted by one of the authorized person who is elevated himself, who has come from the parampara or from disciplic succession, because he has received the knowledge from the authentic source only. And he has not put his own interpretation in any manner at any level. He has just transmitted the message as given by Lord Krishna in the first book. So it must be learned. And when there is, when we go to the spiritual master who has come in the disciplic succession, then the mercy of Lord also flows through him, because he is an authorized representative of Lord Krishna. So that is why importance of parampara or disciplic succession in attaining the knowledge of attaining the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is essential. We say we are talking about, but whatever Srila Prabhupada has given in his purpose, whatever senior devotees or spiritual masters have spoken about the interpretation of what Krishna said, we cannot have our any opinion. We cannot give any opinion, or we cannot deviate from what I shall take excuse if I feel sometimes I may not know many things. then instead of interpreting in my own way and giving him my own personal impression, I would rather seek for forgiveness for not knowing. So that is the importance of being in parampara. So this chart is very essential and very simple here. At the bottom, let us start from the right bottom. You can see the Kali Yuga is given here, 4,32,000 years. Is everybody clear about this, or is visible? The right corner is...
No, it is not visible.
It is not visible. Pataji, you are on a laptop or you are on a mobile phone?
Prabhuji, the slide is not changed. It is the significance of parampara slide.
Now,
No, Prabhuji, not yet. Not yet.
is it not changing even now?
No, Prabhu.
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, something is wrong there. Now, is it visible now?
No.
Okay. I think I'll have to stop the share. What about earlier slides? They were changing. Now is it
Yes,
visible?
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Is it visible now? I think it got paused for some reason.
Yes.
Now, the screen...
Yes, now it can be seen.
Thank you, Mata. So you can see at the bottom, right bottom, Kali Yuga, 4,32,000 years. Now, this is a arrow, you can see, and when in between the Kali Yuga, before the end of Dwapar Yuga and before the beginning of Kali Yuga, there is a gap here, you mark by 2. This is called Sandhya periods. That means before and after each change of Yuga, there is a small gap period which is called Sandhya. So there is one Sandhya here, one Sandhya here, one Sandhya here, and one Sandhya over there. So Dwapar Yuga, now let us come to next point. Kali Yuga, double the Kali Yuga is Dwapar Yuga, 3 times Kali Yuga is Treta Yuga, and 4 times Kali Yuga is Satya Yuga. And this together, 4 yugas, when we add up, it comes 4.32 million years. This is one cycle of 4 yuga is called as the one Divya Yuga. Now, now these 4 yugas combined together, 4.32 million years, and they compose one Divya Yuga. Now, 71 such Divya Yugas when pass, then that is called Manvantara. So Manvantara again has got Sandhyas before and before it begins and when it ends. So presently we are at the stage of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are at the stage in between the 7th and 8th Manvantara. Now 14 Manvantaras. We are in between the 7th and 8th at this stage today. So there are 14 Manvantaras and 15 Sandhyas. Sandhyas has been already explained. The period before the start of a Manvantara or a Yuga is called Sandhyantara, and also before beginning and at the time of end. Just before the end or just after the beginning, there is a period which is called Sandhya. So it is also there during Divya Yuga and also during Manvantara. So 14 Manvantaras plus 15 Sandhyas make up 1 day of Brahma. It is called Kalpa. 1 day of Brahma does not mean one like our 1 day. 1 day, 1 Kalpa means daytime only or nighttime only. So 1 Kalpa, that means 2 Kalpa will make up 1 day of Brahma. And how much it is? 4.32 billion years. That is the 1 Kalpa. 1 Kalpa means 12 hours of our day or 12 hours of our night. They make up 1 Kalpa of Lord Brahma. So you can imagine. And whenever we see the picture of Lord Brahma, he's always shown as a very, very aged, old, grown up, person with white, gray hairs all around and a very aged person. So another indication of this is that Lord Brahma also has got a life. He is a living entity. He is a demigod, no doubt, but he is also a living entity. And when you look at Krishna, what was his age at the time of battlefield in the Kurukshetra? Anybody remembers from level 1? He was how many years old? Any guess?
16?
Any other guess?
Prabhuji, 84 years.
126, I think. 126.
That is total lifespan. He was 96 years when this, or 96 or 98 years when he was in the battlefield with Arjuna. And he is always looking young as a youth. He never, because he is transcendental, his body does not undergo the same changes which age-related changes which our body undergoes. So Krishna is transcendental. Now he is giving this transcendental knowledge of Gyan Yoga to us. That is the point here. Now you can see that one kalpa or 1 day of Brahma is equivalent to 12 days of our 1 day. In that sense, it is not actually, duration is not the same. It is 4.32 billion years. Our half day is just a half of a day is only 12 hours, but it is for Brahma, it is 4.32 billion years. Now, life of Brahma is given here, 36,000 kalpas. This is 36,000 kalpas, day of Brahma, and equal number of nights of Brahma. So that is 72,000 kalpas is the life of Brahma. And this figure, 311.04 trillion years, you have to remember this may be a question in your assignment or also. So this is a chart which you can remember so far as yugas are concerned, how many yuga make up one manvantar, how many manvantar make one kalpa, and how many kalpas make life of Brahma. So this shall be there with you. So this is again life of Brahma has been passed. 50 years have passed, and 50 years are how many? You can see they are in trillion of years. 6 manvantars are over. We are between 7 and 8, and 27 cycle of 4 yugas are over. Satya, Treta, and Dwapar Yuga, 94 lakhs 32,000. This is the period which has passed, and in Kali Yuga, 5,117 years, or say 5,120 years in 2024 have already passed to when Lord Krishna, when life of Brahma is given here. So life of Manu, again 27, these are Satyayuga and Taryuga. I will not go into detail. Accepting that before the birth of Manu, the Gita was spoken by the Lord to his disciple, the sun god Krishna. Gita was spoken about 120 million years ago to Bhivaswan. It is not 5,117 or 5,120 years ago. It was spoken first time by Lord Krishna in 120 million years ago to Bhivaswan. So this is numerical figures which are given here. So yes, Mataji, you must continue. Please continue with yours.
Gita came on earth. In the Mahabharata, Shanti Parva 348.51 to 52, we can trace out the history of the Gita as follows. Treta Yugadau Chatato Vivaswan Malave Dadau Manu Chaloka Britti Artham Sute Kshvake Dadau Ikshvakuna Cha Kachito Vyapya Lokan Avastitaha. In the beginning of the Treta Yuga millennium, this science of the relationship with the Supreme was delivered by Vivaswan to Manu. Manu, being the father of mankind, gave it to his son Maharaj Ikshvaku, the king of this earth planet, and forefather of the Raghu dynasty in which Lord Ramchandra appeared. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita existed in the human society from the time of Maharaj Ikshvaku. This was Treta and Dwapar Yuga. So many number of years.
5 multiplied by 4,32,000. This is so much 21,60,000. And then time elapsed in Kali Yuga, this much, so many. Gita came on earth 2 million years ago.
Years ago.
Yeah, what I did this one. So this is
1 day of
1 day of Brahma, 1 hour of Brahma, 1 minute, 1 second of Brahma. So let us take the lowest one. 1 second of Brahma is equal to 100,000 years. That is 1 lakh years of earthly years are equal to 1 second of Brahma. Now multiply by 60, that becomes 1 minute. Multiplied by further 12, then it becomes 1 hour of Brahma, and 1 day of Brahma is this. And he has got a life of so many trillion and billion years. We can see that his life is, Brahma has passed so much. So Brahma's life is given here, 311 trillion, 4 billion years. This is the life of Krishna. And only how much period has passed? So this is 50 years only so far. So, yes, Mataji, here we begin with the. So earlier in verse number 1 and 2, we have seen that Lord tells that this science, transcendental knowledge, was first given to Vivaswan, and then in second verse he tells that this knowledge, as the time passed on, it was lost. So that is why it was a need to need that Arjun should be educated about this transcendental knowledge. Yes, Mataji, please continue.
स एवायं मया तेत्य योगः प्रोक्तः पुरातनः भक्तोऽसि मे सखा चेति रहस्यं हेतुदुत्तमम्. That very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you, because you are my devotee as well as my friend, and can therefore understand the transcendental mystery of this science. Hare Krishna.
So essential qualification which Arjun possessed was that he was a devotee. He had surrendered to Krishna in chapter number 1 at the end. And in the, then he is also a friend of Krishna. And what is third qualification which later on Krishna explains? To whom this knowledge can be given? Remember from level 1. First is that he is devoted, a devotee. Second is he is friend. And third qualification is that Arjun is never envious of Krishna. So these are 3 qualifications where if one wants to be attaining the knowledge of this science of Krishna, then one has to have no envy towards Lord Krishna, and he has to accept with full faith, unflinching faith, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is why Krishna Krishna gave this transcendental knowledge to Arjuna, because he was his friend. And also, so we are also devotee of Krishna. We become eligible to receive this knowledge. That is the main point here. Anyone else would like to read? So this is, yes, Mataji, this one also, please read. What is the Arjuna's qualification to receive this transcendental knowledge? Because?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
4-4, no, Prabhuji. 4-3 over, no?
No, this one on right hand bottom, you can see Arjuna's qualification. Why?
Arjuna's qualification. Okay. Arjuna is devotee and friend, accepts Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. So only devotees can understand this knowledge, not who do not accept Krishna as he is. Hare Krishna.
This is what I mentioned, that one has to have unflinching faith into Krishna, that he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then only we can receive this knowledge, transcendental knowledge in correct perspective. So, anyone else would like to read this one?
It's not showing, Prabhuji.
Just
Only
I will do. Yes.
Arjuna said, the sun god Vivaswan is senior by birth to you. Now, am I to... Okay, Shloka I have to read, no? I
Yes,
first
yes.
found that side one. I'll read. Arjuna Vacha Aparam Bhavato Janma Param Janma Vivaswataha Kathametad Vijaniyam Niyam Tvamadau Proktavaniti. Arjuna said, the sun god Vivaswan is senior by birth to you. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed this science to him? Hare Krishna, Dhanyavad.
This is a very natural question of a mundane person. But Arjuna is not a mundane person. Arjuna believes that he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he is asking, but Lord, Son God Vivaswan is senior to you because he was there for millions of years this before this battlefield. So how come that you gave him this knowledge? But the idea behind asking this question or expressing this doubt to Krishna is that he wants Arjuna wants now Krishna to explain the Bhagavad Gita for benefit of entire humankind, and also transfer this transcendental knowledge through him to the people, to the humanity at large. So but Krishna, Arjuna has a full faith that he is already the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, when Supreme Personality of Godhead is Adi Purush, he is primeval Lord, he always existed there. That means he existed even before the sun god. Arjuna, in his real sense, in his heart of heart, knows this fact, but for the benefit of human kind and um, for Krishna to speak his message of Gita further, he asked this question. He is not doubtful about his in his mind, but it is out of intelligence of a devotee that this question has been asked by. So why does Arjuna question about this doubt? To defy demoniac and atheistic people who say that Krishna is ordinary. Wants Krishna to speak authoritatively about his existence even before sun god came into being. Now you see, now if we tell about Krishna something, it may be incorrect sometimes. But when Krishna speaks about himself, then it is going to be absolute truth, nothing but absolute truth only. But there are people of demonic and atheistic people who do not believe in Krishna. So it is for the benefit of these demonic people and atheistic people that Arjuna has asked this question, that sun god existed even before you. So how come he is senior to you? How did you give this knowledge to sun god? Is this point clear? Anyone else would like to read?
I'll finish this, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Arjuna is inquiring
Yes, thank you.
these for those who do not believe in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Arjuna knew perfectly that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the fountainhead of everything, and the last word is transcendence. Krishna appeared as the son of Devaki and Vasudeva on the earth as Lord's benediction. The atheists who consider Krishna an ordinary man come to know that Krishna is superhuman, that he is Satchidananda Vigraha, the eternal form of bliss and knowledge, that he is transcendental, and that he is above the domination of the modes of material nature and above the influence of time and space. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Pataji. So this is clear here that Arjuna knew perfectly well that Krishna is Supreme Personality Godhead, but he wanted him to say himself this message of Krishna appeared as son of Devaki and Vasudeva on this earth as Lord's benediction. It was a blessing for Mother Devaki that Lord Krishna chose her womb to appear. Not actually her womb, but he was, in fact, he just appeared or manifested himself in. And what was his form when he manifested first time before Devaki and Vasudeva in the prison? Level 1. Was he a small child or a baby, newborn baby or something like that? What was the form of Krishna when he appeared in the prison?
Prabhuji,
Four-armed,
Chaturbhuj Roop, yes, four.
Yeah, he was in a Chaturbhuj Roop and he was a adult form. Chaturbhuj form was there. So Mother Devaki was scared seeing that form. She as a mother prayed to that form, Lord, show me your original form, then two-arm form, and then as a baby. So this is how he appeared. So he wanted, and why he was so kind to Devaki Ma? Because Devaki was a devotee of Lord Krishna. And though she was a sister of Kansa, who belonged to a demonic family, demonic family, but she was a pure devotee of Krishna. That is why he blessed Lord's. It was Lord's benediction that he chose Devaki as his mother. Now, in fact, atheists do not believe, philosophers, scientists do not believe about Krishna's form, that he is a personal, he is a person, he is a form, two-arm form or four-arm form. But devotees believe that he is Satchit Anand, is full of knowledge, full of bliss, full of eternity. That is, Krishna is there always. So, and he is, when he says Satchit Anand, he is not affected by three modes of material nature. He is not affected. He does not, these modes do not touch him because he is the creator and controller of three modes of material nature. And time and space does not influence him. He is beyond because he is time. The time is one of the theme of this Bhagvat Gita, Kal. You will remember, you might be remembering. But who is controlling the Kal? Lord Krishna is controlling the Kal. Yes, anybody else would like to read it? Those who have not gone through, this is not a shloka, you can read. Srila Mataji, then Siraj Paudel Mataji, Dr. Sita Pujari, and Swam Prabha Mataji, she is there.
Okay, if nobody reads, I'll read, Prabhuji.
Thank you, please.
Sri Krishnavatara took place during the
Sandhi
Sandhi transit time in Dwapara Yuga in the 28th Mahayuga of Vaivaswata Manvantara. Lord Sri Krishna, considered as the Paripurna Avatara of Lord Sri Narayana, took birth in Chandravamsham in Yadu dynasty in the clan of Vrushni. He was born to the noble couple Vasudeva and his consort Devaki Devi as their eighth child. Devaki and Vasudeva, in their previous birth, had performed several penance for several thousands of years to have Lord Sri Mahavishnu as their child for 3 lives. As a result, Lord Sri Narayana took birth as Prushnigarbha in Kruta Satyayuga to the divine couple Prushni and Sutapa, as Lord Vamana to the divine sage couple Kashyapa and Aditi in Vamana Avatara, Treta Yuga, and thirdly, as Lord Sri Krishna to Devaki and Vasudeva in Sri Krishnavatara, Dwapara Yuga, thus fulfilling the boon given to them. Before taking birth, he gave darshan to his parents in his original form of Lord Sri Narayana and reminding of their lineage and the boon given to them. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanyavad.
So we can see here why Lord Krishna appeared as son of Devaki Ma and Vasudeva. because both of them in earlier birth, they had done penance and sacrifice for thousands of years, and they had asked for Lord Krishna to appear in their womb in three times or three births in their land. And that first is mentioned in Prasni Garba in Krita Satya Yug, and divine couple Prashni and Sutapa, and Lord Vaman in the divine age, Aditi and Kashyapa Muni, and Lord Krishna to Devki. So this is how the benediction was fulfilled by Lord Krishna in his third incarnation, third appearance as a son of Devki. And so Krishna reveals his position in between 5 and 10. So now earlier verses we have seen up to four verses that Krishna says that first time I gave this knowledge to son Vishwaswan, then in the later time it was forgotten with passage of time because of misinterpretations and speculations, and ultimately he says that Arjuna expresses doubt, how come son being senior, son God being senior to you, how you could have given to this knowledge to son God. So Krishna is going to tell now in verse 5 to 10 about his transcendental nature. Why Arjuna doesn't know about his previous birth, how Krishna knows about his many previous births. So how could you tell Bhagavad Gita to son God Vivaswan, he is senior by birth to you? That is Parampara. And Parantapa is one who is expert in killing enemies or attacking his enemies. So, subduer of enemy, that is the Parantapa meaning of this word. And one who gives others transcendental knowledge, he is also labeled here as Parantapa. So, yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Here one question, clarification.
Yeah.
Vasudeva Devaki, he shows his original form, right? Four-handed. And then they request him to be a normal childlike. So then he is born as a two-hand form. And sometimes do they have the influence of Maya? Because sometimes they feel he's an ordinary child, and then sometimes they feel he must be a Paramatma, like that. They are confused state. Even for Yashoda, Maya also it happens, right?
Yeah. I think your question is very important and relevant also to this truth. In fact, Lord Krishna, when he appeared before Mother Devaki,
Probably little volume, little higher.
yeah, it is full, Mataji, 100%. Now, when Krishna appeared in four arm form before Devaki and Vasudeva, so that Devaki could understand that the third birth for which she prayed for thousands of years, carried out penance and sacrifices for 1,000 years and prayed. So Lord has taken two births already in Satyuga and also in the Treta Yuga. And how she will know that this is third birth in my family or my clan? So that is why Krishna appeared as four-armed form initially, to confirm what this is what is mentioned in the last sentence. Before taking birth, he gave darshan to his parents in his original form of Lord Sri Mannarayan and reminding of their lineage and boon given to them. It was essential for him to remind, otherwise Mother Devaki would not have identified him. That is third birth of Sriman Narayan is in my womb. And second issue he raised about Mother Yashoda. The Mother Yashoda, the Vatsalya ras, that was Shuddha Vatsalya ras. She ignored when Krishna opened his mouth and showed the entire three words in his mouth. She thought that was because he has consumed some kind of mud or dust from the ground. That is why his mouth is dirty. Because of the strength of Vatsalya ras in her heart and love for the baby Krishna, she did not really want to see that that he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. She was chasing him in the Damodar Leela. You know that she even tried to beat him and also tied him with a rope, which was always falling short in length. And when Krishna built, he got himself tied. So the bhava of mother Yashoda is different from bhava of, or the relationship or the mellow between Krishna and Devaki, and Krishna and uh, Yashoda Ma are different. Between Yashoda Ma, it is Shuddh Vatsalya, which we do not know in this yuga what is Shuddh Vatsalya, but the pastimes of Krishna and how Mother Yashoda used to deal with young Krishna, that is Shuddh Vatsalya. And this was Dasiras. Mother, this was Dasi, sometimes Sant, but it was Dasiras, Devki mother. When she saw this Lord Krishna in four-arm form, then requested to come down to two-arm, and then a small baby. That was only initially. Because she could not relish the Shuddha Vatsal Ras, because he was immediately taken away from his mother. Is it okay, Mataji?
Yeah. So Vasudeva and Devaki were aware that he is God himself, right?
Yes.
I mean, throughout his Krishna's growing up, every time, were they aware that he is the super God?
That is the Devki and Mother Devki and Vasudeva, I told you, they had a Dasya bhav, Bhakti bhav was there, devotion was there in their mind.
Okay,
The
okay.
relationship between the mother and child was lacking there because that baby did not remain with Devki mother for a long period of time. He got
Yeah,
immediately taken away, na? And
correct.
Yashoda considered Shuddh Vatsalya Tattva or Shuddh Vatsalya Bhav was there. That
Okay,
parental love.
Prabhuji.
That
Huh.
is the thing. And Krishna had to convince Devaki that yes, you prayed for me and I have come. That is why he appeared in the form of original form of Sriman Narayan. That was Ram form.
Okay, okay,
And he
Prabhuji.
is for the prayer. Is it
So
okay, ma'am?
after he was born
Yeah.
to Devaki, then he was taken to Yashoda Mai, right? Was huh?
Yeah.
As a baby only he was
No,
transferred, or sometimes I have heard that from her womb to the was
no, Mataji. In fact, Krishna does not take birth in usual manner as human beings do.
okay.
He appears only. First, he
Okay.
appeared in the heart of Vasudeva. Then he was
Ah,
transferred to the womb of, Devaki Ma. And then
okay.
he appeared. He
Ah,
did not take birth like by labor. There
okay.
was no
Okay.
labor pain or something like that.
Ah,
Because he is
ah.
divine, he appears only. He does not
Okay.
take birth.
Okay.
He is
Okay.
Anadi Ajanma. He does not take Janma.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying my doubt,
Right.
because I had this doubt from many days.
Mhm.
Okay, Prabhuji.
He
Thank you.
always appears, manifests himself. So
Yeah.
we are, it is 8:10 now. We have covered 26 slides because most of them were theory so far. So I will stop here. Please fill in the attendance form, which is posted in the chat box. Any question or doubt, please do mention. If I know, I shall definitely give you clarification. It's a long chapter, and we'll try to finish it 4 to 5. And one more important announcement is that from tomorrow onwards, there is a lot of noise on the background. Please unmute yourself. So, from tomorrow onwards, we shall have 5-day classes only. That is Monday to Friday, and Saturday, Sunday shall be a weekend off, so that you can revise and you can go through the PPTs or recordings on YouTube. And all are requested. Those who have not attended, if they are in contact with any of you, please get in touch with them and tell them it is 5-day class only now henceforth. So they can attend the classes also if there is time is a constraint for them. And Swayam Prabha Mataji is there. Are you there, Mataji? Swayam Prabha Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, I am here.
Oh, yes. So that was the question you asked why, Parashram killed
Parashuram and
Yes, yeah.
Vishwamitra. Yeah.
21 times. So in fact, I did not recollect at that very moment when you asked this question. I went through it. And the story is that he was son of Renuka and Jamdagni. And Jamdagni was a very pure soul, elevated soul. He had a cow by the name of Kamadhenu, which was, name was Surabhi. So once this king of Maheshmapati, he comes to forest and he visits this ashram of this Jamdagni, and there he comes with his army. He's lavishly treated and entertained, and everything he desired. The army divided. So many people were there. They were fed with very lavishly and also given all kind of gifts. So Maheshpati, he was a Kshatriya and he was very, very cruel ruler of that time. No religious practices were were banned there. There was no respect of Brahmana and cows at that time, and all kind of materialism was prevailing at that moment. So he thought, why this person should have this cow? Why I should not? So deceptively, he asked him to give the cow so that he can get butter, milk for and other products for his homa or yajna. But he didn't offer the cow. Ultimately, he just forcibly took it away. When Parashuram came, heard of this thing, he in fact went to this Sahastra Arjuna, or the Kartavir Arjuna was his name. He was 1,000 king, and he had prayed to Dattatreya, Lord Dattatreya, and he had given immense strength and power to him. So if both Parashuram and this Kartavya Arjuna or Sahastra Arjuna, they fought, and Parashuram was so strong that he cut all 1,000 arms of this person and killed him, rather. When the children or the sons of this Kartavya Arjuna, they came to know about killing of his father, they went there to this ashram, and in the absence of Parashuram, they killed Jamdagni. Now, Jamdagni was a very elevated soul. Parashuram, when comes back to his hermit or ashrama, then he finds his father is dead. So, in fact, before that, father had instructed him that you should go for penance because you have killed a king, and killing a king is an offense, however bad he might be. So when he comes back, he finds that his father has been killed by sons of this Kartavya Arjuna. Then he gets furious, and he goes and kills all the sons of Kartavya Arjuna, and not only sons, entire Kshatriya race is wiped off from the planet. So this was done second time, and 21 times when such rulers came over the earth, the Kshatriyas, all of them were killed by Parashuram. So this is a brief story of this Dashavatar. Parashuram was 6 avatar out of 10 avatars of Vishnu. Thank you, Mataji, for giving me the opportunity to go through it again. In fact, I did remember, but I didn't want to say the wrong thing. So thank you so much again. And we shall stop here if there is no further question. Let us pray to Vaishnavas.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
I couldn't open it. It had gone back again. So
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
I'm
for
rather grateful to you.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
Krishna. No, I too had heard about this Surabhi cow and all, but not clearly it was clarified. So I thought that 21 times killing, I was not sure about it. So that's why I asked. Thank you so much for clarifying.
Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhuva eva cha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananti Kot Vaishnav ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna devotees, Prabhuji, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. And thank you very much for your association and taking part in today's proceedings. Thank you, Mataji.